Hello guys, my name is Armin. In today's episode, Learning Fuzor, we want to take a look at the elements. When you select an object in Fuzor, you will be prompted with a box that gives you all the information that that selected object has. So in this today's tutorial, I want to go through that box and let you know what are the line items that you have and how can manipulate the project or the object to make your 4D look better. So if you like the content, make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and let's jump into the Fuzor. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about element properties. This is a very important topic and it's going to help you understand the object that you have in Fuzor, and also it's going to tell you what you're going to do with this object that you have in Fuzor. So element properties, so this is a box that opens up anytime you select an object. So, and it's gonna have different properties based on the object. So as soon as I click on this, you can see it's gonna open up a box for me, also with the move tool. And the properties over here might be different than the properties right here because I'm clicking on the slab and the wall, and you can see the difference right here. I'm selecting the wall, I have more parameters than these slabs. So I click on the slab, I have less object, some of less line items for these objects. So there is some common properties that we have in every single elements. I want to go over those with them and basically introduce you to this panel, which is going to be really important, and you understand what you're facing. So when we move forward with creating the project, then you understand how you can utilize element properties. So for now, basically, I'm gonna start with the wall. So I'm clicking on this. So when I click on this, it basically open up the box for me that I can manage the properties. I can select items. I can kind of manipulate this geometry of the object that I've created. So starting from the top, right here, you have a few items on top. This is common in every single project. So this one right here says a create task from selected object. So this one works with your 4D construction schedule, right? So when you click on this one, you can assign a task to these object. Basically, you can assign an object and gonna tell them you're gonna demo it. You basically you want to create a new equipment, you want to create a construction task, you want to create any other different tasks. You can also can access it through here. So you can see we don't have any schedule uploaded at this time, but you can also you can create it through the 4D simulation. You can basically see all of the tasks that I was talking about, like a constant. This is going to be like a new task, a traffic task, equipment task, demo, temporary task. We're going to go through all of those, but for now I want you to understand that when you select an object, you can use this element property to assign a task to it. It's what type of task. If you want to demo this wall, if you want to build it, if you want to temporarily put a scaffolding on it and whatnot, this is the way to go. This one next to it basically shows reveal everything. So this one basically temporarily reveal all objects for you. So if you have anything hidden, um, and then like basically nothing can see, you'll be able to basically see everything in the item. This one next to it, it basically isolate. So I'm selecting this, I'm gonna isolate, only shows the wall, click it back on, everything back on, so you'll be able to see what you can basically, if you have a single object you want to isolate and work on it, you'll be able to see. And then this one right here is the hide selected object. It basically temporarily hide reveal selection for you. So it depends on the object that you have. It basically is gonna hide and reveal. So basically this one is gonna reveal everything. This one isolate. This one temporarily reveal hide objects that you have access to. And this one right here is the override color. So if you want to override that color right here, you'll be able to adjust assign a color to it right here and kind of change it. So if I want to select, let's say, green or whatnot, and I kind of change it right here back and forth, you guys will be able to see that I kind of assigned the different color, like a black color to it. So here's like a single color, black, and then change a color. If you want to, let's, I don't know, change another one. Okay, so let's do this. Blue, you can see it's gonna go back blue. And if you wanna override all of them, you just basically click on that override object and it's go back to the original. So I want to change it one more time. Let's say make it pink. So right here you can see if I want to get rid of the wall, and then also right here basically you can make it more transparent or whatnot. But if you want to go back to the original right away, you can kind of click on it, takes back to the original. So this is basically just to adjust the color. We have another location that we can go and adjust the colors as well, and I will introduce you to that as well. This is going to be the filter. We have a full session going through the filter, how to adjust the filters, and kind of talk about all of these parameters that we have in filter. So I'm gonna leave this one because we need to create filters and show you guys how to use it. So these three options are really important, so I want you to kind of pay attention to these three. Fuzor properties. So checkbox, when you check these box, displays of tabs that are Fuzor specific. So our properties that are Fuzor specific is gonna show up. So this one has to be on all the time. Composite object parameters. This one displays Navisworks properties from selection set that you have in Navis. So if you bring in a Navis model, make sure you check this box. As soon as you check that box, it's gonna bring and show you all the properties that come in with Navis. So this is important. If you have Navis models, make sure you check that box. And this one is show empty grooves. This is basically display the grooves that have no parameters in them. So if there is no parameters in any groups, when you check that box, is basically shows. So these are all the groups that we have, but they don't have any parameters. Like we have rebar cover, rebar shape. Like all of these are coming from the Revit model, but there is no group. So I most of the time I just leave it up because there's not going to be anything in them. So let's just go through some of these items right there. Dimension. When you click on it, it basically gives you a volume. You can adjust the unit as well to if you want a cubic meter or cubic yard and whatnot. You can adjust all the units and everything over here. So this is going to give you a little bit of the dimension and then the volume. The description object, this is basically you deal with this in every single object that you click, and it has like three really important parameters. One of them is create 3D marker. So it means if you want to add a node to an object, so I'm gonna click on it, you see right away it's gonna add a node to it, and right here is gonna open up an item for me. So I'm just gonna say, just wall um to, let's say, remain, or no, let's just put concrete wall, just leave it that way. So, and then this is basically all adjustment in terms of the font. You wanna give it a shadow and whatnot. Also for the positioning, you wanna be in the center, you wanna be on the top, and you wanna basically show this as a circle or square. So it's gonna change to square. This is gonna change the color on it, and then the animation, how it's gonna be shown in your frame when you're creating your flat or your 4D. This is basically shows how it shows up, changing the background color. And then also you can add image to the 3D marker. So instead of having a note, if you have a picture that you want to show of this area of an existing, you can append it over here. So this is one of the items that is important, just a 3D marker. Just make sure you can access it through clicking the object, assign it to it. So it doesn't matter what object I click. So if I click the slab, I basically have the same thing. I hit create, it's gonna open up, I just say slab, for example. So this is basically is gonna give me the object that I need. Going back QR code. So if you have a HoloLens or you have like a different QR code, you want to show more information, you want to put a QR code in your model on an object. If you want extra info on that object, this is a place that you go. You hit the generate, place a QR code, and it can link it to your item. Split geometry. So this is basically cutting object in half or like cutting object in pieces. Unlimited, and it depends on how you want to do it. So if you let's say if you have the slab and you have a different pour for this, in a Revit model you bring it in as one, but you need to cut it in half. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit split geometry. So you can see as soon as I do that, open up another box for me. This is the whole thing, right? So this is give me the volume what it is. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create another one, right? So it gives me basically a plane with the tool. So how would like to cut this? Am I cutting it this way or the other way? So let's say if I want to cut it the other way, I hit the rotate. I kind of move it around. Let's say I want to do in like two piece. So on the say finish, as soon as that's done, you see it's gonna create two, right? So right now I have two objects. So my slab is two different elements, and then I can assign it to my pour sequence. So if you let's say I want to create this one again more, right? So also before we do, we can change the color. You know that's easy if you want. You can let's say do another one. I want to rotate. Let's say this way, and then let's say move it just a bit, and then finish. So right now I'm cutting this into two. So and then finish. So right now if I select the slab, I have like two different one, and I clear it change this one to two more, right? So right now I want to create this. Let me see if I can hit display color, and then this is volume selection. Okay, so this one, let's say finish, cut it, cut in two, finish, done. So I'm gonna cut this in two section for you, and this is kind of one section. So I mean, you can kind of dice this and just go on, and then do it in like a different areas as you want. It's just a matter of showing a sequence, how it's gonna look like. It's easy. You just basically click on the object, split geometry. So right now I'm selecting this one. I'm gonna make it into two, finish, any area that you want. I can adjust those colors. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. So right now I have four, 1 2 3 4, and if I have a four sequence to pour the different dates, then I can assign this one separately to that task that I have on the schedule, this one to a different task, and different task, and basically shows this is gonna pour, then this one is gonna go, this one is gonna go, this one is gonna go. So I want you to understand that what is the location that you can find the split geometry. This is gonna be really helpful to basically tell you how to cut objects. Just going down the list, these are all the only common ones, but if you have like a, you see this, these are like a Fuzor properties, kind of talking about the material, what type of material we have over here for that piece of slab that I selected right now. Also items, location, and most of these is basically coming in from the source model. And since I brought some of these from Navis, it basically give me all of those items that I have on Navis because I checked the composite. And then if there is a type that created and identified in Revit, it basically shows like floor because that's a category for the floor. That's a slab that we have, and then this is all the rotation and everything you want. You can adjust all of this. So this is basically it's gonna change from the item yeah, from the item down, depends on the object. So you can see right here, I click on it, I have more info on the wall for the element ID, element document, like all of these, basically all the info that was defined in a source model, which was a Revit, and you'll be able to see it, what's going on over here. One last thing that I want to show you. So the two buttons that we have right here down, one of them is edit, one of them is ticket. Edit basically find the selected objects in the source file. So if you have a Revit open, you can select these, hit on edit, and it's going to open the Revit model, show you the same object, so you can make your addition right there and resync, and then ticket it basically create an issue, because we can create issues in Fuzor and export the issues as a file. So this is just the two items that we can deal with it later on, but for now, just know what they can do. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you like the content, make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.